Stand by. This is Control.
What's up, everybody? This is Sinner here, bringing you a Gears of War commentary where this time I talk about my Gears of War Judgment wish list. Now, I know a bunch of people have already put videos out there and things they would like to see in the game and whatnot, but with me, I wanted to wait until a little more time had gone by and maybe some more information had trickled down so I could give a little bit more comprehensive list and maybe have a little bit more facts behind some of the things I say and some of the changes that they've already stated they're going to make and things like that. I'm going to try to get this all into one video, and one of the first things I'm going to be covering is weapons. Now, this may be taking up the entire episode, I'm not really sure. We'll kind of see and play it by ear and see how it goes. Now, what I think part of the things that affects weapons is servers, because it affects the hit detection of a weapon and the effectiveness of that weapon. Now, the good news that I've heard, I haven't confirmed, I mean, we don't really know because we don't know for sure anything about the game until it's actually released. I heard that the Unreal Tournament team that works with Epic is the team that's working on servers. Now, to me, that's great news because if you haven't played Unreal Tournament, they've had such an effective server system that I just absolutely love it. So I'm really excited to hear that the Unreal Tournament team is working on the servers. I hope that's true, and I hope it's accurate, and I'm really looking forward to it if that's the case. The first section I'm going to get into is starting weapons. Now, we all know the king of Gears of War is the Gnasher. Everybody loves the Gnasher, and I really think it's something they've kind of got right as far as right now in Gears 3. I like the way it works. Everybody loves the way, you know, you see people get bodied with it and things like that, so it's always going to be one of the fan favorite weapons. The only thing maybe I could see taken away is, and I've heard they're doing this across the board, is taking away an active reload power buff, which is fine to me. I don't think that really affects anything except people pre-activating the games and whatnot, because a lot of the times when you're doing these battles, you don't have an active anyway, so it would be kind of negligible to me as far as I'm concerned. The active reload speed time now, I do like that. I think there should be a benefit if you hit it, you know, cleanly and get a faster reload. That's fine. I don't have any issues with that at all. In a nutshell, I guess the Gnasher, I think they've kind of got pretty spot on right now. It's one of those things, if people aren't complaining about it other than just if they're bad at using it, they've probably done something right with the weapon. So as far as I'm concerned, you can kind of leave the Gnasher alone. Maybe I'll think of something later where I'm like, oh yeah, or maybe somebody will remind me of something. That's fine. Which, you know, hey, leave comments in the section below and I'll reply to any of them I can think of if you have any questions or comments that are relevant to the topic. And next weapon would be the Lancer, which is the typical assault rifle that any game has. Plays an awesome support role, high rate of fire, high accuracy, effective at distance, can even be super effective at close range with a good strafe, as my boy Cool does. I mean, he teaches everybody how to do the Lancer strafe. He's a beast at it. But it's the ultimate complement to the Gnasher. You know, the Gnasher's up close, Lancer does you great at distance. The only things I would like to see change with it, other than, like with everything else, active reload buff going away, which is fine with me. Stopping power, I've heard rumors there's no stopping power. Maybe I'll get into that later on how I think it might affect things, mostly for the positive, a couple situations negatively. For the most part, I like the Lancer. I wish with the high rate of fire it has, and with the amount of damage that it actually does, I wish they would maybe take the clip size and put it in half. That would be one of the main things I would like to see go away with that. Next weapon in line would be the Hammer Burst. Now, the Hammer Burst, I've heard it's going back to a burst rifle, and that is fantastic news if that's the truth. I love it if that's the case. I'm really excited because everybody hates the high rate of fire that you can do with that with mods or with a faster trigger finger. Now, if somebody has a faster trigger finger, I have no problem with them being a beast with that weapon. But with mods, you can never be sure, and you just assume everybody has a mod, and they suck and they're a dick. Anyway, so moving on from that, Retro Lancer, God, if it has to go in the frickin' game, I guess take the power down a little bit. The view kick and everything is fine on that, whatever. I mean, in general, I hate view kick, except for when you're firing. I don't have a problem with it when you're firing if you get shot. I think view kick is pretty gay. But the Retro Lancer, take the power down, make it a close range only weapon, make it virtually useless at distance as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, that's about all I got to say about that. The Sawed Off, rumor is it's not going to be in the game, so I don't even think that's a weapon it's worth discussing anyway. Everybody hates it. It needs to go. It needs to be gone. They made a mistake. Supposedly, he admitted that he did. Cliff Blazinski did in an interview that he did, and it's not going to be in there. That's great. The Snub Pistol, I would like to see the Snub Pistol go back to the GAL-1 headshot Snub Pistol. I think that would be pretty cool. It would make it feel like a lot more effective weapon. Once again, it's kind of hard with the fire rate on that, just like the Hammer Burst. People with mods can be a little overpowering with it if you properly, but it doesn't feel like it can dominate a game. Next section I'll get into will be pickup weapons. The long shot sniper. Everybody loves the snipe. You know, you get clips with it, you have fun with it, whatever. You love popping somebody's head, hearing that sound, seeing the animation. It's great. It's an awesome weapon. I would like to see the bloom go away. Gao 1, Gao 2, no bloom. Weapon was fine. Now that Gao 3 pretty much has hit detection, at least better than what it used to be. That's the only thing I'd like to see change with it is the bloom. Have it go away. It's just, it was a bad idea. I don't even know why it's there. It makes no sense to me at all. I don't think you can explain it in an intelligent manner and have it make any kind of sense at all. Going to the torque bow. Another favorite. Everybody loves it, gets clips with it. It's a cool weapon, it's neat, it's kind of an original idea, the torque bow was when it first came out in Gao 1, so that was a really cool weapon. There's something about the way that it feels in Gao 3 versus Gao 2. I don't know if it moves faster or if it's... I don't really know what it is with it. It just feels different to me, so I'd like to see it kind of go back to the way it felt in Gao 2. I'm not really sure how that would change or what it would affect or anything, but I'd just like to see that change just a little bit. Overall though, love the torque bow. Don't want to see too many changes with it. Clip size is good. Of course, range. There is no range limit on it, but I mean, it's an overall. It's a great weapon. Bolt Hawk. Absolutely love Bolt Hawk. I don't think there's too many problems with that weapon the way it is right now. I think it's good the way it is. It's very effective. It's just, in my eyes, it's a great weapon. I love using that, and I think it's awesome. The Gorgon. I think they've completely screwed it up now, and I think it's really bad. In Gao 2, it could dominate. It was just so overpowered. It was ridiculous. It feels like in Gao 3, it's pretty useless. I don't even know why it's on some of the maps now. It just feels like a bad weapon to even have on the map. Hammer of Dawn, once again, kind of like Gao 2. Actually, in Gao 2, I felt like the Hammer of Dawn was a fairly useful weapon. It had enough power to make you a little bit afraid of it. You could get enough angles on some of the maps with it where it was pretty effective. In Gao 3, I feel like I don't really care if somebody picks up the Hammer of Dawn because I think overall it's a fairly useless weapon. That's just my opinion, but anyway. The Digger, I like the Digger. I like what it does to the game. I like how it can change the game. I think it's really, once again, it's kind of fun. I like getting a direct impact with that weapon. It's really cool to me. I like the animation with it and everything, and I think it's very strategic and useful in the game. Boom Shot, I would like to see the Boom Shot go back to a 2-shot Boom Shot instead of a 3. I think that would be a much better idea for the game, in my opinion. I think the Blast is just fine with it. I don't think it's too underpowered or overpowered the way it is. I kind of don't mind it at all. The Scorcher, I think the Scorcher is fucking horrible right now. I absolutely hate the Scorcher. It's way too overpowered. To me, it just seems like as soon as somebody presses the trigger, if they're anywhere near you, you're down, you're dead. That's just all there is to it. Now, granted, the range on it is not significant, but it just seems like whenever it touches you, you're done, and that's all. So to me, I think they need to tweak that. They need to mess with it, take the power down a little bit, or maybe, I don't know, the reload time is pretty long, so that's not so bad. In general, I just don't like the weapon, but it doesn't get picked up and used that much, so I'm really, once again, not sweating it too much, not too worried about it. Nades, frags. I used to like chaining together frags in Gears 2. I don't like that you can't do it in Gears 3. That kind of bothers me. I wish that would change. The power is okay. I don't mind it. Incendiaries. Incendiaries, I love incens. I think they're great the way they are. Leave them alone. Don't mess with them. Inks. Now, inks, I wish they would change a little bit because it feels like they're kind of a cheap kill right now. Because whereas now, if you get an ink grenade and you anywhere near somebody, you're probably going to get a kill with it. I don't mind a direct impact stunning someone, but I think there should be a smaller radius of actually stunning someone with a direct impact. Smoke grenades, I think smokes, they've kind of got right now. It does a tiny bit, a little stun to it. It doesn't throw you around, ragdoll you like it did in Gears 2, and it provides just enough cover that it feels like a useful strategical addition to your arsenal. Heavy weapons, I think mortar. Mortar's, it's decent. It can serve its purpose in the game. Now, with mortar, I don't like the way it blind fires now. It seems like it blows up at your feet a lot easier than it used to when you would try to bounce past it on the floor. Now, I wish they would change that. But overall, mortar, it's okay. Mulcher, once again, kind of like mortar, not really a game changer, but it does serve its purpose at certain times of the game where you can hold people down, suppress people with it, move them out of somewhere with it, things like that. The one-shot, I think, is absolutely worthless. I don't see any point in the one-shot at all. It's more of a funny weapon. People pick it up and try to get stupid with it more often than they do actually try to use it effectively in a game. Map-implemented weapons, Boom Shield is pretty useless, really. I mean, it's one of those things people never use. It got used in Gears 2 to glitch out of things and whatever, but it was a little more effective, I guess, in Gears 2 than it was in Gears 3. I don't really care about the boom shield. It can go away as far as I'm concerned. The turret and troika, same thing. Let the turret and troika just go away. There were only a couple maps it was ever really useful on, one of those being like War Machine and Gao 1. Other than that, nobody really gives a crap about it. The Silverback, it's another one of those, yeah, it can completely dominate a game if you actually get it, but how often do you get get it. And it's more for fun and everything than anything else. It doesn't really bother me as far as silverbacks go, but they can put it in, they can leave it out. I don't really care. I don't really see the point in it. Put something useful in the game other than that as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, guys, that has been my episode 1 of my Gao wish list for Gao Judgment. Stay tuned. I'll be doing some more episodes in the future where I cover other topics. Check out my Twitter, check out my channel, check out my team. I appreciate it, guys. Have a good day.